What was the pettiest reason you refused to date someone? I was the receiver of the petty reason, not the giver. When I was in college, a girl wouldn't go on a second date with me because my dorm room was too clean. Edit to add, what I got told by a mutual friend was that because my room was clean, it had to mean that I was gay, so she wouldn't date me. I, too, only date people who live in squalor/s. She had the same name as my mom. I went out with someone who has the same name as my cat. I brought him back to my house, and the second I got home I greeted my cat and the guy looked at me, and I knew right then and there that I couldn't do this. I could never go out with someone named Mommy. I had a woman I was flirting with tell me she couldn't date me because I hadn't gotten that first marriage out of the way. I wasn't sure I understood her correctly, but she explained. Because I was never married, she didn't want to be my first divorce. Seemed cynical, but I also felt I dodged a bad situation right up front. Someone I know once attended a wedding where the unenthusiastic mother of one of the couple was greeting guests with "Welcome to start a marriage." She was right though, it didn't last. Holy shit, dodged a nuclear warhead. A guy on a dating app said he wouldn't date me because I didn't like oysters. Well then, don't use the oyster app for dating. Shucks to be him. All the words in every text he sent were capitalized. Trust me, it got annoying. No need to ask me to trust you. I'm already annoyed just at reading your first sentence. This is beyond annoying. Every time someone does this I can't help myself to read it in slow motion. She asked me if I was a breakdancer while we were flirting, like it was something she was hoping for. Opens trunk to reveal large piece of cardboard. Huh. That's such an oddly specific thing, Lamau. He wore a Bluetooth piece in his ear. The constant blue light blinking from the side of his head was too much for me. Another guy would text "dame" instead of "damn." It wasn't a typo either, it was every time. I used to talk to someone who said would type "pissed" instead of "pissed," drove me up a damn wall. Edit a word. I wonder if he was on a call the whole time so someone could help him with the date, Lamau. She was super hot, but she smelled. I dunno if she didn't shower or use deodorant, but she just smelled funky. I couldn't do it. My best girlfriend at the time was like, just tell her. How do you tell a girl you've known for a few weeks that she smells bad? So I just stopped talking to her. Brilliant. Weird enough is that sometimes people just smell like that, without necessarily have a medical condition, so, good call. People who smell spent a bunch of time trying to find a way to stop smelling bad to just have the answer that is their natural odor. Not me, but someone refusing to date me because it's weird you don't have Instagram. This happened to me because I didn't have a Facebook, lol. Been married twice. Both were named Kim. I don't even talk to Kims now. All Kimmed out. You should go full Ron Swanson and call them Kim 1 and Kim 2. My mom's boyfriend is Brad. Brad's sister is named Susan. Brad's first ex-wife is named Susan. Brad's second ex-wife is also named Susan. My mom's name is Susan. Every time I touched her, I would smell of egg. Like holding hands, egg. Hug her, my shirt would smell of egg. Strangest bit was, she didn't smell like that whatsoever. Also, when I broke it off, the egg smelling stopped. So I decay. There are perfumes that are incompatible. When they mix it stinks real bad like eggs. My buddy had that problem with his body wash and his laundry detergent. We had to do an intervention. It was probably just your laundry products. Her name is Anne, not Egg. She would insist on a job interview level of formal greeting and goodbye whenever we talked. Never date a recruiter. Every time I took a bite of food he asked me a question, after which he started at me while I finished chewing. The date went on like this for an hour. He had a supernatural sense of poor timing. My grandma kept doing that to my mom at a holiday dinner. Mom takes bite, grandma asks question, but she didn't want to wait for an answer and would go well. If the answer didn't come fast enough, My mom finally snapped. My mother taught me not to talk with my mouth full. How about yours? Which was extra funny because she was talking to her mother. Dated a guy like this, only managed 2 dates, and whenever I reached for my drink he'd grab my hand and hold it. He also kept trying to cuddle me whilst I was eating my food in a restaurant. At the end he asked why I hadn't finished my drink. That guy was weird. Everything was going great, thought she was an amazing girl and we'd been seeing each other for 2 months. Go to her house for the first time and it was a little messy, but nothing to write home about. Then I go to the bathroom and put up the toilet seat. I don't think she'd ever cleaned the bottom of the toilet seat given how disgusting it was. From then on, the only thing I could think about when talking or being with her was that disgusting toilet seat. I was friends with a guy, who I was never going to date, like. Ever. We were just friends, and I hardly ever went to his place cause our friend group always hung out at mine or out somewhere. So I went to pick him up to hang out and I had to piss real bad. I asked if I could use his toilet, but he said it's really gross, no one cleans it. I didn't care, I just had to piss. So I said I'm going to either use your toilet or piss in your garden. He looked at me, looked back at his house, looked at me and said I'll hold out my jacket so no one sees you in the garden. My mom stopped dating a guy because he unfastened and refastened the Velcro on his shoes throughout an entire movie. Edited the movie theater. Did he stomp his feet in the process and make them light up? I would too. Had the same first name as my brother and father. You should have married him and had him take your last name instead, so then there would be 3 of them. I once dated someone with my name. It was very confusing every time someone talked to one of us, calling our name. What started as a fun joke ended in yeah. Never going to do that again. I just didn't want to keep driving to that part of town because of traffic. Edit. Thank you for the awards but please stop wasting your money, it's not worth it lol. This is LA dating in a nutshell. She's perfect but she lives in Burbank. Geographically incompatible. I can relate to this one. She called someone a pompous. Nope, she didn't say he was acting pompous or that he was a pompous ass. He was a pompous. This is my favorite one. He got a few consecutive bites out of my ice cream on our first date without asking me and before I even tasted my own ice cream, and didn't even offer his to me. Not a petty reason at all, that's totally legitimo. This is not petty. He was telling you what you needed to know about him. I once had a dude grab an ice cream cone out of my hands and bite the bottom so he could get the chocolate bit in the bottom of the waffle cone. Not only did he take the best part from me without asking, but he also left me with a cone that was dripping melted ice cream, so I just threw it out. To this day, I wish I would have gotten out of the car and never spoken to him again. Every single text of her ended with dot. I just couldn't do it, man. A total ellipsis of the heart. I just couldn't do it, man. Some relationships are just pointless. They did that thing where they inflect their voice upwards at the end of everything they say as if it were a question. After about 10 minutes talking to them I was completely done. I just read your comment in that exact way and it honestly terrifies me. I believe it's called uptalk. I mean, it's called uptalk. About 3 weeks in, I cooked dinner. It was the first time we had eaten dinner quietly at home as a date. His chewing noises drove me up the wall. I noped out after that. Edit, I can't believe how much this blew up. Thanks for the awards. For those of you with misophonia, I feel for you. Trust me, this particular dude was merely gross. I wish I had eaten more cereal with my husband before I married him. I'm forced to leave the room when he eats it. The crunching, smacking and slurping sounds make me hear the Kill Bill sirens. He was wearing a hideous brown fake leather jacket. It was so old that the leather had started to flake off and parts were just now canvas. He kept stopping to look at himself in windows and saying, "Oh God, I look so hot today, I just can't believe how hot I look," smoothing down his manky jacket, side-eyeing me, expecting me to agree with him. I left so he could be alone with his jacket. That's hilariously obnoxious. Is this petty though? Seems like a massive hint that his personality is lacking. He was awful in a trivia game we were playing. I mean, really bad, like it was his first day pretending to be a human on Earth and the aliens hadn't briefed him sufficiently. Do you remember any of the questions he got wrong? What if it had been and you missed a chance for intergalactic travel? Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.